Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a truth that might change the way you see yourself. Mental strength is not something you're born with. It's something you develop. Now take a moment and ask yourself, what have I gone through that I thought would break me? Because that right there, that survival, that effort to keep going, that decision not to give up, is the beginning of your strength. Being mentally strong doesn't mean you never feel pain, fear, or confusion. It means you feel all those things, and still, you keep moving. It means you don't let your emotions decide your actions. It means you don't stop when things become tough. And let me tell you, they will become tough. The secret lies in the small choices you make every single day. When you choose to believe in yourself even when no one is cheering for you. When you decide to rise again after failure and say, "This is not how my story ends." When you let go of what's beyond your control and focus on what's in your hands, you are becoming mentally strong. It's not about acting like you're fine. It's about knowing deep inside that you will be fine, no matter what happens. It's about trusting your own voice when everything around you is loud. It's about learning to pause instead of quitting. It's about respecting your journey, even if it's full of bumps and mistakes. People may try to measure you by your success, but your real strength lies in how you bounce back, in how you keep loving, keep believing, and keep trying even after life has knocked you down. So the next time life gets heavy, and it will, I want you to remember this. You are allowed to bend, but you are not here to break. You build your strength not in silence, but through honesty, not in fear, but with faith. Many people carry the idea that strength, especially mental strength, is something certain people are just born with, that some just have it in their blood. But that's not true. Mental strength is not a gift, it's a habit. It's not for a lucky few. It's built by anyone willing to choose courage over comfort again and again. Mental strength isn't about being the toughest in the room. It's not about hiding your emotions, faking a smile, or walking through life as if nothing touches you. No, it's about how you deal with the tough parts. It's formed in quiet, messy, and uncomfortable moments, the ones no one else sees. When you're alone, filled with doubt, heart heavy with pain, and you still whisper, "I'll try again tomorrow," that's where your strength grows. Every day we are given small choices. They may not seem important at the time, but slowly they shape who we are. When you stop running from discomfort and instead sit with it, understand it, you are growing. When you speak to yourself with kindness instead of harshness after a failure, you are becoming stronger. When you get back up after falling, when you face life even when you're tired or afraid, you prove to yourself that your courage is bigger than your fear. There are people who go through terrible things and come out even stronger, and we often say, they're just different. But they're not. They just made one tough choice, then another, then another. They chose to believe that even if today was hard, tomorrow could still be better. They chose not to let pain make them bitter. They chose to learn and grow through what they were going through. And you can do the same. You don't become mentally strong by reading a quote or watching an inspiring video, though those can help light a spark. Real strength is built through action. It's built in silence. It's the decision to say no when you used to say yes to keep the peace. It's the bravery to rest instead of pushing yourself to burnout. It's found in forgiving others not because they said sorry, but because you need peace in your heart. It's also found in forgiving yourself. Life will test you. That's something no one can escape, and I'm not here to say pain doesn't matter. It does. But pain is part of the process. Mental strength doesn't mean avoiding hard times. It means meeting them head on. It's standing up with shaky knees and facing what frightens you. There will be mornings you don't want to get out of bed. There will be people who doubt your worth. There will be days when nothing seems to go your way. Not your plans, not your relationships, not even your thoughts. And those days, Those are the real training days. That's when the inner muscles grow, the kind no one can see. Because each time you take even one more step forward, no matter how small, you are becoming stronger than what you're facing. You don't have to be strong every second of the day. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to cry, to rest, to ask for help. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. Because real strength isn't doing everything alone. It's knowing when to lean on someone, when to breathe, and when to say, I'm struggling, but I'm not quitting. Mental strength isn't about having all the answers. It's about being willing to keep asking questions. It's about continuing to learn, to grow, to show up even when life is unfair, even when you can't see what's ahead. And every time you do that, you are laying another brick in the foundation of your strength. So if you're going through something right now that feels too big, too heavy, just remember, you don't need to fix everything in one day. You only need to make one strong choice today. Just one. And then tomorrow, make another. That's how strength is built. Not in big leaps, but in quiet steps that say, I'm still here. I'm still trying. I'm still becoming. Let's talk about emotions, the ones we're taught to hide, to ignore, or to push away. Because somewhere, along the line, we were told that showing them makes us weak. We live in a world that often celebrates strength as if it means not feeling anything. But that's not just wrong, it's dangerous. Because being strong doesn't mean being numb. It means feeling everything and still choosing to keep going. Fear, sadness, self-doubt, these aren't flaws. They aren't signs you're broken. They're simply signs that you're human. And as a human, you are allowed to feel all of them. You are allowed to break down after losing something or someone. You are allowed to be scared when facing something new. You are allowed to question yourself when life feels uncertain. These feelings don't make you weak. They are part of your experience. But here's something important. Your feelings are real, but they don't define you. You might feel like giving up, but that doesn't mean you will. You might feel like you're not enough, but that doesn't make it true. You might feel lost, but you still hold the power to find your way. Your emotions can tell you what's happening inside, but they don't get to decide what happens next. That part is yours. You are more than whatever you feel in this moment. Feelings come and go. They rise like waves, but you are the ocean. Deep, strong, and steady. Mental strength is learning how to sit with pain without needing to run from it. It's learning to breathe through fear, speak honestly through sadness, and stay true to yourself even when you're angry. It's showing up to life just as you are, not waiting to be completely healed or fearless to begin. And yes, it's hard. It takes effort. It takes time. It takes being patient with yourself. But each time you let yourself feel without losing your path, you grow stronger. Each time you allow your feelings to visit but not stay, you become more grounded. Each time you act based on what matters to you, not what your emotions demand, you grow in power. Don't let anyone fool you into thinking that being strong means faking a smile through a storm or acting like you're fine when you're falling apart. That's not strength. Real strength is quiet, honest, and patient, and it lives inside you. Bravery isn't about pretending you're not hurting. That's not courage. That's denial. Real strength is the softness to feel and the bravery to take action. Real strength is saying, I'm hurting, but I'm still here. I'm scared, but I won't stop. I'm exhausted, but I'll try again, tomorrow. So when emotions feel too heavy, don't push them away. Don't bury them deep inside. Let yourself notice them. Give them space. Then take a deep breath and ask, what can I do now that fits with the person I want to become? That question, and how you answer it, is how you take your power back. Because your feelings matter, but they're not the boss of you. There's a quiet kind of strength that isn't loud. It doesn't make headlines. It doesn't get a trophy or applause. But it's one of the most powerful things any human can have. That strength is resilience. Resilience isn't about never falling. It's about what happens after you fall. It's about rising again when life knocks you flat, when you feel broken and out of breath, and saying, "This won't be the end of me." Strength doesn't show up only when things are easy. It shows up in how you respond when things are hard. We've all had times when we said, "I can't do this. I won't make it through." Maybe it was a failure, a heartbreak, a betrayal, or a loss that shook you deeply, and maybe you didn't bounce back right away. That's okay. Resilience isn't about how fast you get back up. It's about deciding to get back up at all. There is no shame in falling. There is no weakness in struggling. What matters is that you don't stay there, that you don't let the failure become your full story, that you don't allow the pain to shrink you. Resilience helps you not only to survive, but also to grow. We often think the strongest people are those with perfect lives, unbroken confidence, and clean pasts. But true strength is not about never breaking. It's about learning how to rebuild. It's in the person who tried again after failing many times. It's in the one who dared to love again after being deeply hurt. It's in the heart that still hopes even after disappointment. Setbacks aren't the opposite of progress. They are a part of it. Every challenge you face holds a chance to become stronger, wiser, more understanding. But only if you don't let it defeat you. Only if you meet it with courage and use it as fuel for your next step. Resilience isn't always bold. Sometimes it's just getting out of bed when everything feels heavy. Sometimes it's making that call you've been avoiding, forgiving someone who never said sorry, or trying again when your hands still shake from last time. That quiet choice to keep going, that's real power. That's real courage. That's resilience. Life, no matter how careful you are, will break you open at times. There will be losses you didn't expect, goodbyes you weren't ready for, dreams that don't come true the way you pictured. But none of these things can define you unless you let them. What defines you is how you respond. You can choose that. Your story doesn't end at the lowest point. You can write the chapter where you slowly, painfully, beautifully climb back up. And you may do it with scars, but those scars, they don't show weakness. They show healing. They show you made it through. They show you were stronger than what tried to break you. Resilience doesn't mean you won't get tired. It means you'll rest and still try again. It doesn't mean you'll never doubt yourself. It means you'll hear the doubt and keep moving anyway. It's trusting that the storm will pass. And even if it doesn't, you'll still find a way to stand in the rain without losing who you are. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. You just need to keep rising again and again. Because each time you rise, you remind yourself, I'm still here. I'm still fighting. I'm still growing. And that is real strength. We often compare our struggles to other people's best moments. We think we're behind just because someone else is doing well. But resilience isn't about how your journey looks to others. It's about how you choose to carry yourself through it. Some of the strongest people are not the loudest or the ones with big titles. They are the ones who didn't quit when they had every reason to. Resilience is your superpower. It's what carries you when motivation fades, when plans fall apart, when people leave. It's what makes you steady. Not because you're never shaken, but because you won't stay down. And here's something beautiful. Each time you get back up, you begin to trust yourself more. You start to learn, deep in your bones, that you can survive. You can adjust. You can grow through things you thought would break you. One day you'll look back, not to feel the pain again, but to see how far you've come. Resilience doesn't promise a smooth life, but it gives you something greater, the ability to live a brave one. There comes a point in life when we all realize, sometimes painfully, that we can't control everything. We can't control people, or time, or outcomes. The sooner we accept that, the stronger we become. Because real, lasting strength isn't found in trying to control everything. It's found in choosing to focus on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. Many of us carry too much, things that don't even belong to us. We try to control how others think, how they act, how they feel. We try to plan every outcome, chase perfection, script the future. And in doing so, we wear ourselves out. We lose our peace. We feel lost. Letting go is tough. We hold on to control because it feels safe. It makes us feel like we're protecting ourselves from chaos, from pain. But truthfully, trying to control what you can't only creates more chaos inside you. It leads to stress, anger, sadness. And it distracts you from the power you actually do have, the power to choose, to act, to shift your mindset, to keep going with purpose. Peace doesn't come from silence outside of you. It comes from finding peace in the middle of the noise. It comes from knowing life will be uncertain, people will be complex, outcomes won't always go your way. And still, you have power. Not over everything, but over enough to shape your life with meaning. You get to decide how you respond. You get to choose your beliefs, your words, how you treat others, and how you treat yourself. That power is not small. It's everything. So when life feels out of control, when things fall apart, when people disappoint you, when your plans don't work out, come back to this. What is in my control right now? What can I do today with what I have? And even if the answer is very little, that little is still enough to begin again. Maybe you can't change the situation, but you can breathe through it. Maybe you can't make someone love you, but you can love yourself through the pain. Maybe you can't change the past, but you can choose how the future unfolds. The strongest people aren't the ones who control everything. They're the ones who know when to let go. They understand that peace doesn't come from having everything perfect. It comes from living in line with your truth, your purpose, your values. It comes from giving your energy to what you can shape, not what you can't. That's the shift, from reacting to responding, from trying to control everything to making smart choices. That's when you stop wasting your energy and start using it for your own growth. You start gaining momentum. You start taking back your power, not by holding on tighter, but by releasing what was never yours to carry in the first place. If you feel overwhelmed, like you're carrying too much, take a breath. Remind yourself, I'm not in charge of everything. I'm in charge of myself. And that is not just enough, that is incredibly powerful. Put your energy where it matters, into your habits, your thoughts, your actions, your growth, your kindness. That's how change happens, not by controlling the uncontrollable, but by becoming the best version of you. That's how you build a life of peace, strength, and real power. Because the calmest people, the ones who move through chaos with grace, aren't the ones who never face storms. They are the ones who know what to hold on to and what to release. They know control isn't the goal. Presence is, purpose is, peace is. And peace begins the moment you stop fighting what you cannot change and start giving your all to what you can. There's something deep inside all of us that whispers, be perfect. Perfect before you try. Perfect before you speak. Perfect before you lead or love or begin. But that whisper is lying. Perfection is not needed for courage. You don't need to be flawless to be powerful. You just need to be brave. The truth is, perfection is always moving. You fix one thing and another pops up. If you wait until everything is perfect, you'll miss your chance. Courage is different. Courage says, come as you are, come messy, come scared, come unsure, but come anyway. Because showing up when things aren't perfect, that's where your real strength begins. True power isn't in having everything together. It's in being willing to be seen as you are, in the middle of healing, of learning, of becoming. It's saying, this is me, I'm still figuring it out, but I'm here, and I'm not giving up. We've been taught to chase perfection, but excellence isn't the same. Excellence gives space for mistakes. It welcomes growth. Perfection, on the other hand, demands that you never get it wrong. That's not only unrealistic, it's painful. Real strength comes from being honest about your flaws and still believing in yourself, still knowing you have value, purpose, and something to give. Not in spite of your imperfections, but because of how you carry them. Courage lets you speak even when your voice shakes. It helps you love again after you've been hurt. It allows you to take risks, to trust, even when you don't know how it will end. And most of life is uncertain. So if you wait for the perfect moment, you might never begin. But when you lead with courage, you let yourself grow through action. You stop waiting, and you start living. Yes, it'll be messy. You'll fall. You'll make mistakes. But each one is a step forward. Every time you try and fall and try again, you are building something strong. You're creating a life that's honest and meaningful. We often look at strong people and think they have it all figured out. But the truth is, what makes them strong isn't perfection. It's their persistence. It's the many times they showed up when it was hard, the nights they cried and still got up the next day, the times they walked into a room feeling unsure and said, "I'm here anyway." That's courage. And that's more powerful than perfection will ever be.